What it is, what it is, what it is. It's your boy Norbs, and this is the 10-8 Mother Effin Podcast. You know how we do. You know, every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays we go live at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? We were trying to give y'all that work. And let me bring my co-host up. My guys in the building. You know what I mean? My man Jamel Herring, you know what I mean? AKA Jamal. You know, that's what they call him. Let me give you a round of applause. You know what I mean? I'm really like that.
Where did you get that from? What's going with that?
But Jake Paul is officially fighting Anthony Joshua. Riyadh week. We got some things to talk about after the intro. We gotta get a new intro. Dude, it is freezing. So I'm in my garage. So my studio's in my garage, right? And it is break ass cold in here.
You better put a heat. They better put a heat in that motherfucker.
Got one. So I'm trying to get a splitter right now. I'm about to put a splitter through there. And, I didn't know Atlanta was this cold. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I really did not know before I moved here that Atlanta was this cold. So now I'm dealing with the cold. But shout out to everybody that's been tuning in recently. You know, we usually have a guest on Mondays, but today it did not work out. But it doesn't matter because there's a lot of news going on in boxing. We have Riyadh season 4. What's it called? Something 4. This is the 4th one. Where we have Benavidez, Yardy. We have that Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Abdullah Mason's fighting for a belt. And also we have my man Bam Rodriguez as well fighting this week. So what's up, Kevin? Sean, I don't know what happened with Sean. I think he was a little busy today. Who knows? But it's all good. The show must go on. Maybe we catch up with Sean this week sometime. But the big announcement was the rescheduling or the what's it called? The announcement, December 19th, Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. This happening after the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul fell through due to a domestic violence lawsuit that was brought upon Gervonta Davis. It forced, or allegedly forced, Jake Paul and Most Valuable Promotions to pivot into going into the fight and going, just getting away from it. Initial reactions, Jamel. What's your initial reaction?
I'm cool with it. Shout out to my man Rick. Rick feels that he doesn't think AJ is mentally stable for this fight or whatever. But I'm cool with it because I think it's what you and I spoke to earlier over the phone. Maybe Netflix seeing like how bad the last promotion was going in terms of Jake Paul fighting Tank and how the ticket sales weren't moving. So he had to pretty much go out there and find someone that people actually want to tune in to see. Whether they think he's going to get knocked out or think he has a chance, people are going to want to tune in to see. And I think it's more of the latter. You know, more of the latter is saying that they basically want to see him in there with a real fighter and potentially actually get knocked out or stopped.
I agree with you. I think I know people are bringing up the domestic violence situation with Tank, and Tank saying that that's bullshit. That's not why the fight was canceled. And I kind of agree with him. I do agree with him because, to be honest, I didn't find one person that was really pushing this fight like it was something good. And then when we released the Tio interview and he put out that tickets were not moving, that was a bad sign. And I think Netflix may have used this situation with Tank to pivot. I mean, they were losing money. They were definitely losing money. They were paying Tank an egregious amount of money. What's up, Ash? What's good, girl? Where the hell you been at? But they were paying him a shitload of money, and nobody cared. And I think, and it's not only just Tank. To be honest, I think people are tired of seeing Jake Paul just fight a UFC fighter, a basketball player, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who's, we don't even know what's going on with that guy. So I feel like they used the excuse of what transpired with Gervonta Davis, and not saying that that's something we can overlook, to pivot. And I think it was a great pivot. I think Netflix was like, look, we're not paying that amount of money unless you start fighting somebody bigger, or listen, they tried it with Chavez, nobody cared. Let's be real. They tried it with a big name of Gervonta Davis, nobody cared. People want to see Jake strap him up and fight a real fighter. And Anthony Joshua, my friends, is a real fighter. I mean, a legit top 5 heavyweight. I mean, of this era, of the last 10 years, right? Can punch, can do everything. I mean, he's had a couple bad losses, showed a suspect chin at times, but do we really believe that Jake Paul can
put that picture up there I sent you, man. Put that picture up, the one I sent you with the size difference for starters, man. I don't know if it's a real picture or whatever.
Listen, I don't care if it's not a real picture. Did you send it to me? You sent me the link to the show, guy. Listen, I don't care. What did you show me this at? Let me see. Oh, listen, I think Anthony Joshua is like 6'6" or something like that. And this guy, you didn't send me a picture. Just to resend it.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You be slacking, bro.
You sent it to which one? Our group chat or?
What group chat? Just me and you and this shit.
Every freaking text, I do not see it.
You don't gotta go through every. Watch I find it, y'all. Watch I find it for this.
Send it again. I bet you didn't send it.
I bet you I did.
He's a legit 6'5", 6'6", bro.
I found it, y'all.
You found it? You sent it? We got a caller already. Caller, what's up?
Hey, what's up, champ? How you doing, people?
Oh, what's up out of London? What's good, my brother?
Yeah, the UK, early hours in the morning.
I'm kind of tired over there, man. I'm kind of tired.
Bro.
I preach it.
Yeah, man, I'm a hardcore boxing fan. Listen, bro, I got my own channel. I'm Rap Star Boxing Knowledge, bro.
Okay. Send me the links. We'll definitely support. It's like 3 a.m. right now.
If you got an email address, I'll send you. I'll do interviews with a lot of people, bro. I do interviews with the WBC, the Haney, the Lopez's. I'll speak to many people in boxing, so I like supporting you guys. I like what you guys are doing, especially a man like Jamel Herring, sharing his knowledge. It's always appreciated from the real man themselves, you know.
I appreciate it. Nobody
man,
ever likes me. It's crazy.
Guys, bro. I've got a couple of questions for you guys. Is that cool?
Yeah. I just text. I put my email in the chat.
Man, that's cool, bro. Yeah, I'll send you the link. And next time, you never know. We have an interview or time. We can always be appreciated to get your support. You know?
Absolutely. But back to what we were talking about. You said you had a couple questions. Me and Joe. I mean, I know you don't care what I say, but I know you care what your mouth says. It's all good. But what's up? What's the questions?
No, I care about what you guys say. You want to say something?
No, I was just being silly, man. So yeah, you were saying you got a question, or you got a statement. I'm assuming about the Anthony Joshua fight with Jake Paul. What do you think? Talk to me.
So I want to talk some real boxing talk before we get to that.
Okay, cool. I'm listening. What's up?
Yeah, we got some fights that I'm hearing they're going to be getting announced, right? And I'm more interested in this Teofimo versus Shakur fight, especially with a man like Herring being in there with Shakur, and he knows Teofimo personally as well, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
This is a fight that I'll keep going back and forth. I would like to hear from the man themselves. Like, what do you guys think about that fight?
I'm with you. I'm with you as well. It's definitely a fight that I keep going back and forth on for many different reasons. Both of them have great tools and a big arsenal that they can make. They can make adjustments on the fly as they go. Again, I think maybe you could say Shakur is more the technically sound fighter. He's going to use distance. He's going to use range. He's going to try to control the pace of the fight. But and Teofimo's end, he's just so athletic. He's the bigger guy, the bigger puncher. You know, like he could be unpredictable at times. Like I said, you could be at a harm's way and at a distance, and he can just jump, get off his feet to a lunging hook and make it land effectively. So there's a lot of things that Teofimo can do, especially and mainly with Tio. I know he has fights where people feel like he looked a bit off, but for the most part, when he has to step up into a big fight, he always brings out the best of them. And like I said again, and I like the version that we've seen of Shakur Stevenson when he fought Cepeda in his last fight as well. So hopefully, he does keep that same aggression and output. I mean, he won't have to throw as many punches as he did because Cepeda and Teofimo are totally different styles and styles being fights. But again, I think Shakur has definitely started to fill in at lightweight, but again, he's moving up to 140. So it's an interesting fight.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
to be fair, you got me back confused where I was again because we're still at 50-50 then. I mean, I like to know where you're leaning.
But that's what makes great fights, though. I mean, I'd rather have discussions like this in terms of where we can't really decide on who, really pick a side, instead of having fights where you feel like it's so completely one-sided that it's not even worth even really speaking on or worth your time. So it's good that we have, discussions where we could speak on fights where we can't exactly, pinpoint exactly why this fighter will win or why this fighter should win.
Yeah.
No, that's a fair point. I mean, I look at this fight, and I look at Shakur as being a very talented and a defense fighter first. He's got a very tight defense.
Yeah.
But also look at the man who's done more and who's actually fought the really top of the top level. And that's Teofimo.
Yeah.
And I look at Teo fights people like Lomachenko, Josh Taylor. He turns it up. And those two wins have got me thinking I can't go against him as well because the man always produces when you don't expect, you expect him to produce in certain fights and he don't produce. And then he produces in the most highest level fight. And then you think, bro, this guy's got some serious special skills. So in this fight, bro, I'm going back and forth, and I'm a betting channel as well. But to bet on a fight like this, you have to be very strategic.
But you just pointed out what I said earlier too, though. You pointed out what I said earlier too, like Teofimo always steps up when he has, some real stiff competition in front of him that people feel like that he's going to have issues with or have trouble with. A lot of people feel like he's going to have a lot of issues with Shakur, and rightfully so. Because of what Shakur brings to the table. But at the same time, in those moments, sometimes we do get the best version of Teofimo as well. So we might get another classic from Teofimo, and we might see a different version, an even better version of Shakur due to the the level of competition in front of him, because Shakur has that mindset that he never wants to lose anything. So it's a good fight.
Let me say this about that. I mean, in my opinion, and just watching both fighters, I feel like Shakur has to do something to make. I don't think he can be as defensive in this fight and win this fight because of how active and athletic Teofimo is. I don't think you can allow Teofimo to kind of just try to tee off and win a fight just straight on defense. I think he has to earn Teo's respect early, and land some shots. Teo is a very awkward fighter with probably the fastest hands at 140, in my opinion, offensively, right? And this is a really big challenge. But if Shakur is able to get the timing down, and you know what Shakur can do, but it's a tough fight for me to call. Just because I believe Teofimo has to be very smart and aggressive, but also I do not see a way that Shakur can win just being defensive. I think Shakur has to land some shots and gain Teofimo's respect early.
Yeah, and the other thing I got about this fight, is it might be close to call, but one thing we know about Shakur Stevenson is he is a fighter that's very strategic and likes to fight likes to throw punches only when he has to. I don't know, just like you know, if that's enough at 140. Does he need to give more at 140? Does he have to melt offense at 140? He can get away with that at 135, but the guys at 140, I feel like he would have to fight somewhere in with them to win that fight. Now, I don't know if only Jamel Herring knows that Shakur has a lot more to give than what he shows us. Because he only fights when he has to fight, and he's never pushed to that level where he has to do a lot more and survive in a fight. So I'm sure, Jamel Herring, have you been in the ring with both of them? Have you sparred both of them?
No. Like I said, I've been in the same rooms with Tio many times, but we never sparred anything like that. I sparred Shakur before we fought a few times, so that's the difference there. But again, I hear what you're saying. And it's not to say again, like you're not making a bad point there, but I think he'll surprise you because again, people thought that, like you just pointed out, people thought he's going to try to control the fight in terms of fight at a slow pace. He could do that his last fight. You see, he had to fight. He had to fight with Cepeda. You know what I mean? He couldn't at times he couldn't fight when he wanted to fight. He had to fight with Cepeda. So I think, like you just mentioned, like you say, he has to bring more to the table than what he's done in the past. Well, his last fight he's brought more to the table and done a lot more than we've seen in the past. So, again, I think.
Yeah, but you also see when he does more, Jamel. Sorry, bro, but when he does more, sometimes he puts himself in a position like you saw when he got hit with a jab, a hard jab, and then
it's boxing. It is boxing. No one's perfect. I mean, even the great Floyd got hit with big shots, but. Again, like I said, it's not to take anything from Teofimo. Teo is very dangerous, and like I said, he has the size advantage, especially if it's at a full-fledged 140, which I assume it is. I don't think Shakur is going to I think he's going to follow the Bud corporate blueprint by fighting the man that's the man of the division at his best weights. But again, I think it's a great matchup for both of them, and I'm glad that we're actually going to get it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's great for boxing. Great for boxing.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great chess match. I really do believe that Tio has to set the tempo. I cannot allow Shakur to be comfortable and set the pace of that fight. I think Tio really has to pressure him. And the difference between Zepeda and Tio is the hand speed is blinding. I mean, it's a lot harder to see what Tio's coming with, and that could be very dangerous for Shakur. That's why I believe Shakur has to land something early to gain Tio's respect. And, it's a difference. I mean, what do they say? It hurts more when you don't see it, right, Jamal? That's what they say, right? So
the punches you don't see hurt the most.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be something to look forward to. Yeah.
No, for sure, Noobs. But Noobs, now I'm going to rebuttal on this one, before is that the big fight coming up this weekend, Now, I spoke to the Haney's, Last time I spoke to the Haney's was 2 weeks ago, and they told me, what they're looking in this fight. And he just told me simply, right, that Norman ain't going to touch me. So Bill then said to me that it's very hard for Norman to ever outbox Devin Haney. So we're just sharpening up the skills. We're not in this fight camp trying to cut weight like before. We're sharpening our skills and actually building strength. So we're now more comfortable. Now I see the Normans, they're more aggressive and saying, like they're going to stop Devin Haney. It's going to come to a point that we're going to put hands on this kid. Now, for me, I'm looking at this fight and I'm just a little bit not too with Norman. He just came up on the map. With Haney, he's been going on in the game. He's got history, experience. He's fought some of the best. He's also had ups and downs. Shows that he's got a lot more durability. He can change, and he's got a lot more tools. I'm actually picking a winner in Devin Haney. I hope you guys can tell me what you're leaning towards. I don't think this is 50-50. With the Tio and Shakur, I'm confused. With this fight, I'm confident Devin Haney will pull up the points decision and become a free weight world champion. I could be wrong, but I would like to know from you, Noobs, then Jamel.
Okay. I'll start it off. I'll say this. I'm favoring Norman Jr. I feel like Devin has always had the size advantage over the guys he's fought, whether it was Kambosos, whether it was Lomachenko. I feel like that was one of his biggest things. He was a weight bully. And the one fight that he wasn't a weight bully, he took a beating in, and that was against Ryan Garcia. And I think Brian Norman Jr. has a better tool, has better tools than him. And I think he has a great left hook. He got power in both hands. And Devin, this is the first time Devin's fighting at 147, if I'm not mistaken. Not to mention mentally, I don't know where Devin is because the last time I seen him fight, and again, I feel like he was running the whole fight. So I don't even know if he believes he can take a shot. And I think we're gonna find out very early if Devin can actually win this fight because he's gonna be tested. And I think Brian Norman's gonna be all over him early. I mean, what do you think, Jamal?
I can understand where you're coming from. Like I said, first off, happy birthday to Devin. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday to my guy. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's Devin. It's Devin's birthday today. For the most part, I can understand where Norbs is coming from. Especially for me, it's for the mental. It's the mental side. Like I always say, for those tough fighters, boxing is more mental than physical. And Devin does have probably the better tools that we've seen, especially with the fights he's had in his past, of course. But I just want to see where he's at mentally because again, I can understand where Norb's coming from because of the last fight. It seemed like he was too. It seemed like from the outside looking in that he was too worried about the incoming because of everything that happened from the fight prior to that, which is the Ryan Garcia fight. Whether we think Ryan cheated or not, whatever, people seen what they seen and they took it and ran. They took it and ran with it, of course. And like Norm said, Brian is to me has more tools in the arsenal than Ryan Garcia has. Brian can box when he can box, when he wants to. Ryan isn't the best boxer, but Ryan kept, landing the left hook, regardless if it was, had juice in that left hook or not, is the fact that it kept landing, it kept landing repeatedly through that last fight. And again, Brian Norman has a good left hook himself. And he has other tools in like I said again in the toolbox. So for me, and when we got Devin back, I was happy to see him back. Against Jose Ramirez, who's a close friend of mine, an Olympic teammate. We used to be roommates through a lot of these trips as amateurs, me and Jose and I. So I know what Jose brings to the table, but we didn't really get to see much. If anything has changed from the Garcia fight to the Ramirez fight, and then it was like a step backwards in terms of how Devin approached his opposition in front of him due to the Ryan fight. So to go from that and there was nothing in between that, and then go to a Brian Norman fight, it's like okay, I give him full credit because again, Devin's always one of the fighters that loves to test himself and push himself. But it's like what do we really go off from the last 2-3 fights going into this fight? And people always look at what happened the last couple of fights or so.
And to add what you're saying, I feel like the Norman camp is not going to want it to go to decision. They're very adamant about it not being a fair setting, right? We just found out Devin signed a 3-year deal, a 3-fight deal for $36 million. So he's a priority over at Riyadh. The Normans also believe that if it goes to decision, that means Devin was able to basically run around and do what he needed to do. So I think there are a lot of elements in this fight that the Normans are taking into consideration and don't want it to go to distance. So, we've heard numerous times Brian Norman Sr. say, especially even on this podcast, if everything's fair, we win. But they are not willing to take that risk, in my opinion, to go to decision. Especially, like I said, he just had a 3-fight deal, $36 million. Devin Haney gets knocked out. It's going to be some pissed off people on that side. So, I think Brian is going to be extremely aggressive. He's going to bring it to Devin.
Yeah, but do you have to also agree, bro, that sometimes you got to look at your aggressive fighting. Yeah? But who have you fought? You could be aggressive, but you're fighting Jin Sasaki, Santian. People don't really know them people. You look at their records, them guys have come up from 140s, and they're fighting Brian Norman. The other guy, he's never really beaten nobody elite. Now, Brian Norman, he's looking good, like Berlanga. But when he's stepping up, I don't know if he's going to have these tools that work. Wow. And the way he fights, he gets hit a lot. So I'm in a bit of I got to still see from Brian Norman where he's at the top level,
he's a champion. You did bring up Berlanga. Berlanga was a champion.
Yeah, look at this too, bro. Every fighter has to eventually step up. No one's to start, off the rip, since eventually every fighter stepped up. Whether you think they didn't step up doesn't mean they don't have it. Just that, like Brian's repeatedly said it. Okay, he's said it to Devin in his face. Devin has basically pointed out some of the things you just said, in terms of he doesn't think that Brian has fought anyone of of level or or recognition or whatever. And Brian Norman has repeatedly said to him, "Okay, cool. This is I guess you're the first guy that I fight." Same thing. Same thing that was pretty much said with to Bud's face when he fought Canelo. Canelo said to him, "Who have you fought that's elite? Who what I'm saying? Who like what's top elite fighters have you beaten?" And what Bud said in return, okay, if I beat you, are you elite then? Does that count? So again, we can't really go off so much on that. I mean, yes, it does play a part, but I don't think it's the main factor in going into big fights, because again, just because I haven't fought anyone of notice doesn't mean that I don't have the skill level. We can go even further back, even like with Joe Calzaghe. They shitted on Joe Calzaghe for years, thinking that he was just a small belt holder. And this at the time when the WBO wasn't considered a real big, wasn't part of the big four. But then when Jeff Lacey went over there and found out, oh yeah, Joe Calzaghe can really fight. So sometimes fighters just need that opportunity to really demonstrate and show that, okay, you say what you want, but I'm him. I'm really like that.
Yeah, and again, Devin's biggest attributes has been his size. I mean, he's been showing up to the ring at a 165, and he's just bigger than everybody that he's fought, right? And for the first time, I mean, he's not going to be he might be a little bit bigger, but this is the first time you're at 147. You're not towering over this man, and we don't know where you are mentally. I think all of those things are going to play a big part in what happens this Saturday, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I got Brian Norman Jr. winning by knockout. Honestly, that's what I'm picking. I have him KO and Devin. I think if Brian hurts him, he's gonna finish him. It's a different situation with a Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia would land a punch and kind of disappear for a while. I think Brian's a great finisher. So, I mean, that's what I got, man. That's my prediction.
Yeah. So we might actually see a stoppage then, is what you're saying, and Devin Haney then, his stock goes down, even though, I mean, he's got a 3-fight deal. I mean, that's good. I
think it's over. I think if he gets knocked out, it's over. Yeah.
I don't know where Devin goes and who he fights. I'm sure he works it out with Turki Al-Sheikh. I think this is a fight that I need to see what Brian Norman can do against a fighter that I've seen what he can do already in many fights he's had. Yeah, so it's all about. I think the fight's a big fight though.
No, I know it's a big fight, and Brian looks.
It's a good card. It's a good card overall. Good card.
Yeah, this card is insane, but I think Brian.
No, I mean, obviously, I know the next question I got is my boy Anthony Yard. Yeah, he's on his way to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. I mean, how much of a threat could he be for Benavidez? Look, he's my countryman, but I'm not a biased guy. Yeah. If I was putting any money in it, I definitely will be backing Benavidez, because my guy's gas tank after 6 rounds, it doesn't seem to be as stable as he is in the later fight. The next man, he's got one of the best combinations, constant in the fight. He's got a good gas tank. I mean, obviously, it's a Benavidez win all the way, right, Jamal?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not trying to knock Yard, but I can't recall any like huge fights that he's won in recent memory. You know what I mean? And if he showed any difference over the years in terms of, bettering himself in terms of skill. And I believe, him being such a big guy with all that muscle, it's hard for oxygen to get through muscle. So to get to your muscles. So that's going to slow him down. And we know Benavidez is the type of fighter where once he gets going, he's not going to stop. You know what I mean? Especially when he gets warmed up and he's going to throw punches and bunches. He's going to be in your face. He can box you from the outside. He can fight on the inside. It's going to be a lot for just that pace is going to be a lot for Yard to handle, especially when his stamina and conditioning starts to show up in the later rounds.
Yeah, and to add to your point, I mean, you got somebody like Benavidez who throws punches like a lightweight, infrequent punches, bro.
Yeah. And they got some sting on them.
Yeah, exactly. And the constant pressure of him, like he doesn't stop moving forward, and that's a bad combination when you have a gas tank like Yardy's, right? Yardy has to land something significant early. Like I think his best shot is to try to KO Benavidez, because Benavidez gets stronger and stronger each round, and it almost feels like when you watch Benavidez, he wants a war, and there's not many fighters that can really right now in that division outside of Bivol and Beterbiev, in my opinion, that can give him a challenge right now. So I got him stopping him.
I mean, you don't think Canelo? Let me ask you a question. Do you think Canelo would have ever given him a challenge?
A challenge or a fight? What do you mean?
I mean, right now you know that Canelo won't fight him anyway. If he was gonna fight him, you think it would have been a fight?
I think prime Canelo. I mean, the thing with prime Canelo is he used to throw punches and punches too. He used to throw a lot of combinations as well. When Canelo went up in weight, he started throwing less. Prime Canelo, I think, beats Benavidez. I think his chin and his precision, and Canelo does a lot of great things, but it would have been a war. Benavidez right now, I think, beats him. I don't think Canelo could deal with that type of pressure at this point in his career. But prime Canelo, I think, would beat him, but it would be a 50-50 fight in my opinion.
He was a bad man.
Now, I want to say this, though. I know, look, I just want to say something quickly, please. Yeah, Jamel Herring, look, I just want to say this. We're big boxing fans around the world, bro. And I've been covering you from years as well. I remember the days when you beat that guy, Pablo Sanchez, and then from that you beat John Vincent, and many guys like Lamont Roach, you beat him. You beat my boy Carl Frampton. You know, you've had a great career yourself. You fought many people. I'd like to get you on my channel soon, bro, so I can share the knowledge of yourself in boxing, what you've done. I know we're talking about boxing anyway, but I'd like to get you on my panel.
We could do that. We could do that. That's not a problem. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah, I don't know where to reach you. Shall I reach you on the same email that Noob sent me, or how do I reach you?
I mean, you could go through that. So we could do that. What's going on, Punch?
My man Punch in the building. What's good, Punch?
Yeah, Punch got boxing in the house, bro. But yeah, no, I got another question for you guys.
Shoot.
I don't know what you guys think these British fighters that we got over here, bro. What do you guys? I know you guys watch boxing around the world. What do you guys think about my boy Adam Aziz and the fight that he had with Scooby?
I wasn't too keen on him. Not gonna lie to you, I wasn't too keen on him before this weekend. But when I actually got to actually sit down and watch him, I actually like what I seen. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. I thought he was just a talker, but no, he's actually a real good boxer. So I want to see more from him.
I actually missed that fight, but I do love Conor Benn. I can't wait to see what Conor Benn does at 147 or 154. To be honest with you, so Conor's my guy.
Now, Jamel, do you mind me asking you just a question about your career?
Sure, go ahead. I don't mind.
Yeah. So my thing is, you fought some of the best, and you also have held your world title. You know what it's like to be at the top. Do you think in today's world that guys are chasing titles, or they're chasing money in the way that boxing is today? Because you've seen the climax change. You've seen the man's bringing the monies now. Now, in your time, were you chasing the bag and the titles, or were you chasing the best fights that you could get?
I'll try to chase the best fights that I can get, because I believe more in legacy. The money's going to be there. The money's definitely going to be there. The money's going to be there more when you continue building your legacy and carrying world titles. But to go answer your first question, I really do believe, which is not a problem. Everyone has their own reasons for boxing. Boxing, like I said, but they say boxing is a poor man's sport. So I see a lot of the fighters chasing after the money, which is, like I said again, that's their prerogative. So it is what it is. But for me, it was different. Like because then it was always, which is not that long ago, but it was always that the more you win, the money's going to be there. When you're a champion, the more you win as a champion, the money's going to go in. Which every win, the money goes up. But now it was like pretty much, since social media is more involved, and like a lot of fighters even say themselves, it's more of a popularity contest. So if you have the proper following where you can draw, they're going to give you, that's more. I mean, Ryan Garcia is a prime example. Ryan Garcia hasn't won a world title yet, but Ryan Garcia is a big draw, and he still commands and gets a lot, big money for the fights. So, of course, when in a generation when other fighters are seeing that, well, I felt like I done more than Ryan. Why, why can't I should get this or that? So you see that now, like, it's pretty much everyone's looking at each other around the board and saying, well, I feel like I done more, so I can get more, in terms of not really focusing on who's champion. It's more about what can I get from you now that, because I did this, that, or the third.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I see a lot of fighters today talking on the media. Norbs, they're always saying, bro, if the bag's there, I'm going to fight. And I feel today, right, and I'm sure Jamel understands that the culture is kind of changing more and more. And like fighters are very open about the bag. You got to have the bag. We know even in Virgil Ortiz and Boots, it's always going to come to the bag and the bag. And it's like when I watch Jamel Herring and these boys growing up, I never see these guys ever saying, yo, if the bag's there, I'll fight Frampton, bro. Like, it's like a pot-off. But in today's day and age, it's more like, there's a lot of fan base out there, bro, that actually are out there speaking about fighters, how they get paid and all this, and fighters that are bragging in their pay and what they get and what they want. I don't know, man. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel that today it's way more about money than legacy.
I will say this. I think guys like Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson are on the right path. And they're just like, I think both of those individuals want legacy as well as money, but they're looking to make the big fights now and deal with the money situations later. I think there are some fighters that are looking to be great. And I think Teo, again, and Shakur are cases. I think Virgil Ortiz is one of those individuals. I think, I mean, there's a few other fighters we can name, but it's just
like Brian Norman seems like he's chasing more legacy too.
Yeah, Brian Norman, but that's what I'm saying. I think as we weed out the bad, we're gonna get some of these guys that really love the sport, but also too promoters. Promoters, they're making it about the bag too. So if they can't recoup it, they're not gonna book you. So, it's a really, like you said, with Ryan Garcia, like Ryan Garcia literally has no legacy right now, but he's one of the highest paid boxers today. So I think it will balance out, especially with somebody like Turki Al-Asik in the driver's seat and trying to make some of the better fights happening. And guys like Benavidez, another one who wants big fights. But I think rewarding people that want great fights, like Turki Al-Asik is doing, is going to change the sport for the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. But also, Jamel, your name's been coming up recently because how Lamont Roach fought a great fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. A lot of people never expected this brother Lamont Roach to make Tank take a knee, or the fight was a bit weird, but still he was more active in the fight than Tank. And we know that you beat Lamont Roach. Do you think Lamont Roach is that good as a fighter, or is that Tank having a really bad night?
No, Lamont's good. Lamont's good. Lamont is a good fighter, man. Lamont was a good fighter. Like, people don't, like, I had to really train hard for that fight, because we knew how good Lamont was. We knew, like, I sparred Lamont as well. I've known Lamont since he was like 15, 16 years old. I've been sparring him since he was about that young, since he was like 15, 16 years old, going out there when I was going to DC to for sparring and work and everything like that. So I knew how good Lamont was. And Tank knows how good Lamont is. You gotta understand, those guys, like, people kept asking me before the fight what was my thoughts. See, I can't really tell you anything because those guys know each other. They fought each other twice in the amateurs. They've been to training camps together, and they sparred a few times. So it's like, I couldn't really say much from my fight. And plus, my style from Tank and just my frame is totally different from Tank. How Tank and Lamont look side by side, whatever. I think Lamont was the bigger man. What I'm saying, when he sized up with Tank during the face-off. So again, I couldn't really say much, but I wasn't surprised at the outcome. I really wasn't surprised with the outcome. I know a lot of people, because I told a lot of people that, listen, Lamont Roach can fight.
Lamont is a good fighter. Yeah, he showed us he's got skills, and he's also getting better. But,
people can say what they want, but you think Tank wasn't trying to knock him out? You think Tank wasn't trying to knock him out? He couldn't. He couldn't. I don't, like, bad day or not, whatever you may want to say. Tank was really trying to, get the best of him. Lamont just refused to back down. Lamont would stay there toe to toe, and he did hurt Lamont a few times, but Lamont still kept coming back. Lamont even got a good shot stuff for him. And like you say, even with the knockdown, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? He showed signs. He gave Tank a lot of fits in there as well. But like I said, I wasn't surprised. Lamont Rose is a good fighter. It's just that, like again, I always say, styles make fights. My style is completely different from Tank's style. It's not to go and say that, you know, I can go out there and dominate and beat up Tank because I beat Lamont. No, styles make fights.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, Norms, do
Yeah.
you think that Lamont Roach can beat Isaac Cruz in this fight they're having?
It's an interesting fight, man. Him going up to 140. So he went from what, 130 to 135 to now 140, right?
Another weight up.
And Pitbull is relentless, man.
Yeah, I'm more weight.
Yeah, I want to see how he responds to Pitbull's pressure. I got Lamont winning the fight, but it is going to be an interesting fight.
If he controls the fight and weathers the storm, I think Lamont Rose can win the fight.
Yeah, the first 3 rounds are going to be the telling of.
I mean, yeah, because out the gate, you know, people's coming out like he did with anybody else that we seen. He did it with Tank. He did it with Rollies. At the gate, he's coming straight. He's coming straight at your neck. He's trying to be in your chest all damn night. So the first 3-4 rounds is going to basically dictate how the fight plays out for the remainder of that fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight though. It's a very good fight. What that fight's in a couple weeks, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Something like that. I want to see it.
Yeah, that fight's coming up.
Yeah, this. I mean, there's a bunch of good fights coming up, man. Like you said, the Yardy fight. Then you got Abdullah Mason, who I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, another fight that was interesting that popped up was Albright versus Keyshawn Davis. Did you see that? Keyshawn Davis came out and tweeted last night. Keyshawn Davis tweeted that he wants to be on the undercard of the Shakur Teofimo fight against Albright. Why are you shaking your head? That's what he said.
Albright was the sparring partner.
He's the R&B. He's the R&B boxer.
Sorry.
That's the guy that got beat up.
Yeah, he's the sparring partner for Brian Norman.
Yeah.
I know Albright was sparring Brian Norman.
But that's what he said. He said he wants that fight. Jamal, what do you think about that?
I don't care for it.
What's up with the short answer? What's that about?
Man, for what? Like, for what? Is it a personal thing now? No, it's not. It's not. Is it? It's clearly a personal thing. You know, it's like y'all fought. Whatever you pretty much got the win. It just got overturned because of whatever the state rules in Texas because of marijuana, whatever, smoking weed and whatever. Okay, he beat your brother. It's boxing. Y'all get the little scuffle outside of boxing, although in the back or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like you look like you said like you act like you was over it, and you know that like that. Remember, Norm, the truth will come out, or all that other stuff that we really never got. You know what I mean? Even though we seen what we seen, but he said the truth will come out. And then like how it seemed like it was so long ago, and it's like, man, like, are you really that bothered over this? Because that's how I look at it. Like, are you really? Because that fight seemed like it was in boxing term. That fight seemed like it was a long time ago now. Like, but you still got Albright on your mind, even when because it makes it worse. It's like when you was quiet, you hear nothing about Albright himself since the fight, and it's like you bring it back. So when you bring the name back up, now all you're doing is bringing up all those bad memories that we just had about the whole situation. And it's like, yo, are you really bothered by Albright? Because, and then in terms of that, you're at a world championship level. There's no need. There's no disrespect to Albright, but he hasn't gotten to that level. But you want to fight him? You boosting his image up. You know what I mean? You're
going backwards.
You're going backwards.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not. Listen, L's my witness too, man. Like, as a world champion for myself, I'm not going back to fight Ladarius Miller. You know, we're not moving backwards. Like, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm looking for the guys that's either at my level or ahead of me. I'm not
you
looking
think
at
it's personal?
It's just definitely personal. Like, come on, bro. The first you signed with Jay Prince. Congrats to that. Congrats to you and Jay. And the first fight you want to make with Jay Prince is a rematch with Albright. Why is that? Well, because what happened with your brother. When people want to see you, when people want him to come back, they want to see him.
Andy Cruz.
Like, fight somebody that's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, facts.
I mean, it's true, bro. When Keyshawn Davis had such a good thing going for him, and he really has killed his momentum. And for him to come back and show everybody he's serious, he need to give us an opponent that he was already going towards. Him going us looking at fighting these Albrights just for personal reasons because of his brother and all that stuff, it's just bringing it back. It's going backwards. And there's no momentum. What is Keyshawn about?
That tells me the man got under your skin. You wasn't even fighting. That man hit a nerve. I don't like to say again. I don't know what was said, if there's anything that was said in between the two camps or when before the conversation happened. But like, bro, I'm not about to fight nobody that and when every time somebody brings them up, because you got to think about they make their fight. You got to think about now the next 2 months. The whole build up is what it's going to be about. That whole brawl in the back room. The whole build up. So you bringing up bad memories and during the whole build-up, it doesn't matter what happens to the fight, everyone's gonna keep looking at you and thinking about when Keyshawn and them lost their damn minds and fought in the back. Man, move on past all that and fight somebody that's worth it. You know how you put this behind you? You fight better competition that people actually want to see you in there with, and you make fun fights. That is not a fun fight for me to sit down and want to watch under undercard of a T or female. That's a big fight. That's a fight we want to see. I don't want to see Davis Albright too.
So hold on. Who do you want to see Davis fight?
Fight somebody at 140. That's and there's no offense to Albright. If they pay you, bro, go ahead and take that fight. They pay you well, and then for your time, go ahead and take that fight. But we want to see Keyshawn there with the guys. I
want to see my boy Adam Azim. I want to see Adam Azim versus Keyshawn Davis.
He wanted the number one ranking, but at WBO for a reason. So we expect somebody to fight somebody at that level of caliber at 140.
Kevin Jackson, I understand where Keyshawn's coming from. That man lied on the media and to everybody and made it seem like
we're not doing this. We're not doing it tonight, Kev.
We're not.
I love you, Kev. Kev, you've been cool with us since day one. We're not doing this today, Kev. Like I said, Keyshawn, I love Keyshawn, but we over there. You can't be that mad. Like if that is the case, you can't be that mad. Like
I would be mad. You know how much money he lost that weekend?
Like, that was a black eye for DB3. Like what? Think about it. Since then, I think Top Rank dropped Kelvin.
He was never signed. He said they were never signed.
Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, you gotta understand too, bro. Like with boxing, they was working with Pro Box. Top Rank. They put them on cards. They're point blank. If you sign with them, not they put them on the platform, right? Yeah. It was on Top Rank platform, right? They promoted that whole card. DB3, they promoted him, right? Regardless, he was signed with but now Top Rank's not dealing with it. I think that they stopped dealing with my man Keon as well because of the situation in the back. So like that whole thing, that whole night did nothing good for them. There's no move on from it.
It's revenge.
That's real, whatever, man.
He wants revenge.
Yeah, but it's been a bit stupid, though, isn't it? It's stupid, though. Keyshawn Davis meant to act like a world champion. And these emotions and personal things showing a lot of immaturity with Keyshawn Davis.
You had top 11 come out.
He's got the right team, though. Yeah, but he let down the whole team. He got the right team around
him. The city. You had Michael Vick. Everybody out there for you.
Yeah.
It's big. Like, sometimes you gotta.
Hey, Jamel's being real, because that's his boy.
Listen, sometimes you gotta put the time out. You gotta be real. You gotta be real to what they want to hear it or not. Like I said, I love Keyshawn. Keyshawn camps, sparred, everything. So I watched Keyshawn come up from the amateurs. Phenomenal athlete, can be one of the best. Has all the tools to be one of the best. He just got to be there strong mentally, man. Like, again, they was putting you as the next Pernell Whitaker out there. You was the next, you know what I mean? You had everybody out there to see you. You blew off the weight. That was one. And then that happened after, I guarantee you for a fact. I know for a fact. I know how Top Rank is. They're not going back to Virginia no time soon. That's how they are. They're not.
I want to see him fight Andy Cruz. Fuck all that.
Yeah, Top Rank also going to be very cautious with Keyshawn and then he let down the company.
Keyshawn also made it known that he wants to leave anyway. So when you let's be real, like you can say it's business, but some people take things personal. So they're like, okay, you want to leave? We're definitely not going to give you what you think you want or put as much emphasis in trying to push you because we know for what? Why would we put all our resources behind you when you want to leave? That's just how they are these business, bro.
MMA Boxing says I don't like Keyshawn fighting Albright. We already know what's gonna happen. Let's move on.
Let's move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I'm with you, my guy. This weekend's gonna be great. I don't think he's that excited though, my man, about the great British fighter Anthony Joshua versus
he said let's talk about real boxers. I said
I'm gonna talk about that now. I'm going to talk about that now. It's just I wanted to catch up with some serious boxing talk with you guys now that I've got opportunity with you great gentlemen. Just wanted to see what we were talking about. But the Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, bro, obviously it's a very... We're living in a climax where everything what you don't expect is happening. And therefore, you're going to be talking about it, tuning in, but let's be honest. I feel like it's a disrespect for the sport that I've been following for years to see a heavyweight two-time champion needing a fight, a YouTuber. To just put that alone, it's kind of showing the young kids today it's all about the bag. You've got to figure out how to do it. What I'm saying is it's just not good for the boxing tradition or what boxing stands for. AJ has no business standing in the ring there with Jake Paul, bruh. He has no business being in the ring there, but because of the money. We're always going to say, because of the money. But how's it really making boxing look?
I honestly disagree with you. I'm going to tell you why. I think it makes boxing. I think this box. What's the biggest thing? People are saying Jake is disrespecting the sport, making a shitload of money, using boxing as a tool to fight Nate Robinson and all of the goofy fights that he had, right? And what has everybody been saying for years? Fight a real fighter. We want somebody to go in there and show them how serious boxing is.
Jake Paul, Jake Paul has respect.
And I think Anthony Joshua is going to do that. I believe, listen, if Anthony Joshua does anything but knock him out, that fight was set up. I'm telling you right now. Anthony Joshua has to go in there.
Yeah, but think about this, though, bro. Think about this, bro. No, think about this. We've all been watching boxing for years. Yeah. I'm a man in my 40s, so I'm not a kid. I've been watching boxing from day one.
Yeah.
You got to tell me, as a boxing fan and a guy who's a journalist or talks media, I've got a guy here that fought Tommy Fury, which was ranked 75 in the world, and he showed what boxing's about. When Jake fought a boxer, he lost.
Yeah.
Now, it was close, and Jake did well at the end, but Jake was lost in the fight in many ways. Yeah. How do I break down the fight for the fans today, for the young generation, right? How am I breaking down a fight where a guy goes from Tommy Fury to fight Anthony Joshua?
You just said that Jake is a brave man and he's daring to be great and move on.
and I think this fight is going to prove you don't play boxing. I think Anthony Joshua.
I get what you're saying. I said the same thing. I'm like, bro, you're like, I guess a few years ago, but still, when you think of a real boxer, you went life and death for the Tommy Fury, who he himself is not really, to me, a real boxer. When you ever see Tommy Fury since then, in any other big fight since then? So it's like you went life and death with Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury got the win, and then we go from Tommy to unified world champion. Don't care what stage he is.
It don't make sense.
Then Ngannou out the real way too.
Let me answer the caller. You know why it makes sense? I'm going to tell you why it makes sense. Ready?
Because people want to see that ass whoop.
That ass whoop, yes. But at the same time, Netflix was not going to pay for that bullshit no more. They lost money versus Chavez. They weren't selling shit versus Javante.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say this too. So you want to bring it up too? I'm gonna say this too.
Let's do it,
bro. You gotta think about it. He went from Tank to Anthony Joshua. I'm pretty sure there was smaller men in between. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, Edgar Berlanga threw his name in the hat. Netflix probably like, nope, we don't want that. No, that's not. I'm telling you right now, if no disrespect, but if Jake Paul could have took an easier route, I'm pretty sure he would. And to get the same bag and results, I'm pretty sure he would if Netflix would have allowed it. But I have to agree with Norm. I think that Netflix was like, yo, they seen the backlash and how the tickets was moving for when he was to fight Tank. And he said, listen, if you still want to fight on this platform and make this amount of money that we're giving you, you got to fight somebody that's worth everybody's time, not just our time, but everyone outside is going to want to tune in to pay for it or come see it. And he had to go out there and risk it all with a guy like Joshua. Like I said again, I'm pretty sure he would have fought Edgar Berlanga if they allowed it, in my opinion, because of what we've seen. You know, Jake Paul isn't the biggest Canelo fan, so I'm pretty sure he would have been like, listen, if I fight Edgar Berlanga, I can go stop him. You know, y'all know how Jake loves to do his promos. Yeah. But Netflix was probably like, nah, we don't want that. We're not trying to hear that. So he had to keep going up. Had to keep going up the ladder.
Think about it. They listened to him for the last 2 times. One of them was Chavez, and one of them was Gervonta. And neither of those fights garnered any type of momentum. Nobody cared. They were like, bro, you want this check? Go fight somebody. I really believe that Netflix put the pressure on
there, though. Yeah, shoot for the stars for real.
I agree with you here, though, Norbs.
Yeah.
I do agree with Norbs here, though. Whether we like it or not, this particular fight that Jake's taking with a fucking heavyweight like Anthony Joshua, it's real. Now, this will cause so much attraction and business that this really will play a big part. So I agree with you there. But my question is this. How much of this fight that are we still talking about what's the logistics of it? Is there an exhibition first?
No.
Do you know what's going on yet?
It's a sanctioned fight. It's supposed to be a sanctioned fight.
It's a real fight.
It's a real fight.
It's an 8-round fight, 10-ounce gloves. But there's a catch weight. Joshua can't weigh no more than
245.
245. But I think Joshua, you work like me and Norb's on box.
He did more than 230.
He didn't. Nah, he comes. Nah, I think it's high. I seen him in recent 250. Nah, he comes at 250. He comes in at 250. But that's still not. It's whatever. It's not too crazy. But that's the only thing. The guy was gonna throw something in there, but whatever. But it's a real fight. I don't know why it's an 8-round fight. You know what I'm saying? If you're really that guy, at least get 10. At least get 10 rounds. You know what I'm saying? If you're that guy, get that
2 rounds. If Anthony Joshua is the Anthony Joshua,
that's going to tell you right there that they worried about something that they don't even want to even look to even make it a. If they listen, it was up to him. They probably made that shit a 4-round fight because like I said, why is it an 8-round fight? No, they don't want to. They don't want to.
Think about this though, Jamal. How does this even make sense though? They're looking Anthony Joshua fight Jake Paul to go fight Tyson Fury next.
Well, think about it.
Is that where we're going with this?
Look what you said about boxing today. Look what you said about earlier about boxing today in terms of people chasing the bags. And I clearly said also, boxing today is more of a popularity contest. It's about the who's who. It's not impossible to see Anthony Joshua, especially Fury being out also. It's not impossible to finally see a Fury Joshua fight after the Fury, Paul fight. It's not impossible. And people
how many eyeballs are going to be on Anthony Joshua and how he's going to be looked at if he knocks Jake Paul out? He's going to be a boxing hero.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, it's not a knock at nobody, but at the same time, at least here at Stateside, we didn't ask for the, the Eubank Bang 2 fight, but we got it, and it didn't live up to the hype as the first one. But I know it was a big deal over there. You don't think a big deal will be between Joshua and Fury finally fighting, especially in the UK?
Huge.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think again, if Anthony Joshua does not knock him out, though, I think people are going to. They're going to challenge his integrity. I think they're going to say he allowed him to stand around. There is no way on God's green earth that Jake Paul should survive more than 2 rounds versus Anthony Joshua. If he does, people are going to question why.
Anthony Joshua got more to lose. He can't risk it. He got more to lose. Yeah. Jake will get all the credit in the world just for even stepping in the ring with Joshua. Joshua got everything to lose. He's really not. He doesn't have much to gain if he doesn't get a knockout. Because again, if he goes the distance, somebody's going to care. Like, bro, he was like, I got this guy out of there. Like, now if he knocks him out, you're going to have all the haters and everybody come out and that don't like Jake Paul, and be excited, and the victory parade is gonna be crazy. Even if though Jake Paul was never a big, world champion or contender, but the fact that people want to see him get knocked off his high horse, they're gonna be excited. They're gonna be excited for that. Like, come
Look
on,
at the size difference. Look at the size difference. Look at this. He's going to kill him. I'm sorry. If Anthony Joshua takes this fight serious, and I love Jake Paul, this may be Jake Paul's last professional fight ever. There is no way.
I gotta say this though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. In the history of me watching combat sports, I have to respect Jake Paul's hustle. And I have to respect his grind and the way that he was so strategic to put himself in the match to actually fight this big fight with the real boxer. Mm-hmm. But to me, sometimes Jamel Herring knows this. You don't play boxing.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they're giving you 90 plus million. Yeah, you're getting 90 plus million. And I know that that's big money, but Jake Paul has put himself on the map and he's the hustler of hustlers over in the sport of boxing. But for me, you can't hustle boxing to a certain extent. Now, I'm a bit wary. A man like Jake and his branding and everything around him, I don't know if he's going to get knocked out by AJ because there'll be, there's got to be something in this fight that we don't know about. I don't even know if Jamel Herring can say, because he's never been in fights like that these kind of negotiations, contracts, NDAs, do they have any clauses that they can't speak about? I don't know. I'm confused. Why? I mean, I've got to respect Jake Paul to step in the ring with this guy, but just to see that he's hustled from there, you don't play the sport. This is a dangerous situation. So, again, I'm confused.
I believe, and again, I'm gonna repeat this, and I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be, there's no malice in my voice, but if Anthony Joshua does not knock out Jake Paul, if Jake Paul goes to 8 rounds, people are going to question if this was a fixed fight. In no world does Jake Paul last with Anthony Joshua. If he lasts 8 rounds, I'm sorry. People are going to say, yo, Anthony, how much did they pay you to keep him up? If people thought Canelo carried Munguia, this will be way worse. Way worse. Like, I mean,
Mayweather carried McGregor till a point.
Yes, but McGregor was.
Mayweather and Floyd still got the stoppage.
Yes, and Floyd got the stoppage.
It's the same thing. Like, yo, Floyd, I don't care, bro. Like, I like McGregor, but you got to get the stoppage, bro.
Like, bro, like Anthony Joshua's a big puncher, dog. He's gonna. This is the crazy.
That's crazy. So you mean tell me that like that's because the way I look at it is like, wait, you can knock out Ngannou, but you can't get rid of this guy? Like, that's how I would look at it. Like,
Jamal, not only that, he's bigger, stronger, faster. There is not one thing that Jake Paul does better than Anthony Joshua in that ring. Not one thing. Not one.
But if you like I said, yo, Daddy said if Jake wins, and Jake,
if for a split, it'll be high.
He's a legend if he wins.
Jake Paul has 0% chance to win this fight. Literally 0. There is no way Jake Paul wins this fight. I'm sorry.
It's a legend.
I mean, he's a legend for taking the
fight. He beat Joshua. He's a legend. Legend.
If he wins that fight,
legend.
If he wins that fight, Anthony Joshua got paid $100 million.
I mean, we've been saying for years, that this kid, if he wants to fight, and he wants to mock some of the boxers, fight a real guy, right? Now,
yes.
The realest guy that he was going to fight was Canelo Alvarez. But then Canelo decided to fight Crawford with the deal that he did with Turki Al-Sheikh, right?
Yeah.
I think Jake, if he was going to fight Canelo, I think Canelo would have got him and hurt him. And that mindset that Jake had to carry on fighting in that atmosphere, he would have gone back to the celebrities, right? Because that would have been the big cash out for Jake. Now, Jake has to make that boxer who's coming is Anthony Joshua. And that's what everybody wants. They want Jake to be knocked out.
Yeah.
And it sounds bad, but a lot of people do want him to be knocked out too. Yeah. I've noticed that. They say, I've seen a lot of people, they say, we want to see Haney get knocked out, bro, because some people, they got this thing about the Haney. They don't like the Haneys, whatever it is. But with Jake, it's more of a factor that fans in the real boxing world, they would appreciate to see Jake get knocked out now.
No, listen, people definitely, especially boxing purists. I mean, listen, Turkey Al-Asiq said, "I want him knocked out." Turkey Al-Asiq may throw another $20 million on top of it for Anthony Joshua to knock him out, and he has nothing to do with the fight, right?
Yeah, it's personal with Turkey, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, but what's going on? Jake Paul got a better resume than Terence Crawford. He got Mike Tyson on there, and he got Anthony Joshua now.
He's playing.
Yo, Jake Paul got a fucking resume now. He got Mike Tyson.
He got a 75 Mike
that's
Tyson.
what I mean. You're mocking the sport, bro. Look, he mocked Mike Tyson. He mocked him. You can't mock Anthony Joshua. He's still a young man.
No, absolutely.
You get what I mean?
Punch is definitely drunk tonight, just like his title. Punch drunk says AJ he got Jake for him. Punch, I'm telling you right now, there is no way.
We gotta get back to the show, man.
There is no way in hell that man beats Anthony Joshua. There's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Because
nobody believes it.
Expect Jake to hit Anthony Joshua with a 1-2, and you see Joshua's already chinny right now. Dubois knocked him out. Usyk took his confidence. All of a sudden, you see Jake in the fight just catch him with a 1-2, make him do the stinky leg. Man, that'll be absolutely mental. I wouldn't even know what I'm watching.
Listen,
imagine that.
This would be a dive. I'm sorry. It would. There's no way that I can see this. Anthony Joshua, just none. There's just zero chance. Especially when you got like $100 million hanging over your head to fight Tyson Fury. You lose to Jake Paul, throw it out the window. Just throw it out the window. It's not happening. He's going to sleep. This will be Jake's last fight, and then he's going to retire as a boxer and be a great promoter. That's what he's going to do. I'm serious.
Bro, I wouldn't know how to react myself. If Jake Paul beat AJ, I wouldn't know how to react.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what to talk about there. At that moment, I'm a very confused human being in the sport.
That's like putting.
You can't go from Tommy Fury, bro. Tommy Fury was outboxing this kid, and this kid got a good couple of punches in. Even if Tommy Fury ain't, bro, Jamel Herring would beat Tommy Fury with one arm. And I don't want to sound bad, but I know Jamel Herring knows he'll beat him, and it's just skills. This guy Jake Paul is way far away to fight top 20 guys at the moment, even in cruiserweight or at 175. I'm gonna
tell you the punch. I'm gonna tell you the punch. I'm gonna tell you the punch is gonna end the fight.
Straight right.
Over the shoulder. Over the lazy jab. Over the lazy jab.
I'm gonna tell you this.
It's gonna be that that one he does like that. When he curves it like that, it's gonna be that over the shoulder.
I don't even think it's gonna be a stumble. I think he's just gonna.
It's gonna be a one shot over the shoulder, over the lazy jab. He's gonna time it. He's gonna throw it over that shoulder.
Yeah,
fight's over.
The only way I'm gonna tell you the only way Jake Paul wins is if Jalen Love hits him with a chair when the ref's not looking, like on some wrestling shit. That's the only way he's gonna win. It's the only way. There's no way.
Bro, no steroids. All them steroids and all them whatever enhanced drugs Jake's team is doing or whatever they're doing ain't gonna help if they are. If they are, I'm not saying they are, but if there is accusations, but if nothing can't help them, bro, to win that fight. I can't see how Jake Paul will win this.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? Now, if Jake Paul looks okay and Anthony Joshua is just tapping him, and, you know, he makes it through the end of the fight, then you know that AJ carried him and it was an event. You understand?
Yeah. Now, listen, my bad. I got other calls that are coming on. I appreciate you calling up, brother. We're definitely going to.
All right, bro. Yo, respect to you guys. Yo, respect to everybody. Jamel Herring, nice catching up with your channel. And, bro, I'm going to catch up with you soon, Jamel, and get you on my channel as well. Peace.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bro, I'm telling you right now.
Nah, pull up the shit I just text you. Put that on the screen. I got something to say about that. Because I feel like it's gonna open up a can of worms, and you'll understand my point.
Which one? The Jake Paul one?
Yeah, what Anthony Joshua said on Twitter.
Anthony Joshua, shout out to the zone for okay, got you.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you.
Why I gotta hear this one. Hold on.
I need everybody to like punch. You gotta tune in for this too, bro.
My man Punch need to come on, man. Stop.
I feel like it's gonna open up a can of worms. This one tweet, if it hasn't already. I've been on Twitter all day like that, but I feel like it's gonna open up a can of worms.
I'm gonna open it up right now. Give me a second to waiting for to hit my email. Listen, Jamal, I'm sorry. I don't see a world where he wins. I think this is Jake Paul's last fight. I really believe it's his last fight.
No, I think it'll be his last fight. People want to see him bounce back.
No.
Yeah, that's great. Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jonas said.
It's great. It was a complete 180. Like he was just sparring a bunch. He was sparring like nothing but lightweights. A few weeks ago, he was sparring nothing but lightweights. Now you got to switch it up in the next 6 weeks or so, and you got to man, there's a whole 180 right there, brother.
I don't even think he really wanted this fight. I believe what we spoke about earlier. Netflix is like, yo, you want this? You're gonna have to do this, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, damn, what name did I just put the shit under? 1 second. Right now. All right, guys, give me a second. I better remember where the hell I put this. Oh, shit, hold on. Fuck, I put this up. Give me 1 second as I pull up this picture. Oh, here it is. Oh, man. The UK loves you, Jamal. I don't know why.
Shout out to the UK.
Hold on 1 second, my brother. Hold on 1 second.
You're slowing this down, bro. You're slowing this down. What we doing?
Here it is. So this is the tweet Jamal is talking about. Let me get this out the way. Let me open it up.
No. You gotta show what my man said. Yeah, that part. Shout out to Zone for letting me take this opportunity. I'll be back on their platform in 2026. See, with that being said,
I'm listening.
Bro, the only thing I got from that, remember, Oscar just did maybe 2 weeks ago now, the Clapback Thursday.
Yes.
He said that he wouldn't allow Ryan to take the fight because Ryan fights on the Zone.
On the Zone, yeah.
The fight's on Netflix. Golden Boy has a contract with the Zone. Even though Oscar said that Ryan does have a big fight, with the Barrios matchup and fighting for a world title, which is great. I think this tweet opens up a can of worms for people like Ryan Garcia to come back later on to basically come at Oscar saying that you say that I couldn't go to Netflix because we have a contract as Golden Boy with the Zone, but yet the Zone allowed Joshua to go over to Netflix and get that bag. I wouldn't doubt it if that comes out, saying Ryan Garcia making that a fit towards Oscar. No, I'm saying that Oscar's trying to hold him back from making money again. Because remember that was a whole deal. Golden Boy has a contract with the Zone, and Ryan has a contract with Golden Boy. So we fight on the Zone. But you got Anthony Joshua, he tagged him in it too. Shout out to the Zone Boxing for letting me take this opportunity. I'll be back on their platform in 2026. So what do you take from that?
I take that Oscar was like, no. He just wanted to let him know, like, brother, you don't do what you want over here, bro. I think he used the Zone as an excuse.
But you peep what I'm saying, though. That's the first thing I said. I said, oh, damn. I said, man, Ryan Garcia says he might feel some way.
Yeah.
He said, hold on, Joshua fight for the Zone too, but the Zone themselves, it seems like with Joshua's wording, the Zone themselves gave him the blessing to go over there and make that money.
Yeah, no, you're right. Man, but I think Turkey had something to do with this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember Turkey was on.
Even if that is the case, you guys like Ryan Garcia, they find ways to have reason behind their actions. And I think this is going to be another reason for him to come at Oscar or whoever at Golden Boy and try to basically say that, listen, they held me back from getting this money.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Look for another meltdown from Ryan Garcia soon on Twitter X. That's what I expected it now. You know, it's funny. I like how they make Jake Paul look like he's the same size as Anthony Joshua. Yeah, it's not.
You got to, bro. Man, listen. Remember the Pacquiao and De La Hoya face off when Oscar had, wasn't wearing no shoes and Pacquiao had the shoes on, where they had like some, it was thick platforms, still makes it like it was close to an even matchup.
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry, it's gonna be bad, man. I just don't see a scenario where Jake wins in this. Hold on,
the first press conference is Thursday, so I look forward to that.
My man Punch said Jake Paul will have his Rocky Balboa moment.
Remember, all right. With that being said, there's a reason why Rocky Balboa was holding the spit bucket because he had the longest losing. That was his moment too. Remember, he had that crazy losing streak before he got to Apollo. He had his moments, before that as well. So he could have those moments as well.
I'm telling you, if he lasts more than 2 rounds, I mean, people are gonna question it, man. I just think this is gonna be he might. I don't know. I just don't see it. I'm sorry.
Possible. This is boxing. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead. Hey, best of luck to you, Jake.
He said, I was thinking that Jake Paul is scared of Tank, but now that he's fighting AJ, he really thinks he can do something in boxing. Rest in peace. Jake is I'm telling you right now, Netflix was like, yo, we're not paying for that bullshit.
Yeah,
made on this number 19 is AJ.
Listen, the networks are taking their power back. Like, yo, we try to give y'all leeway. We try to follow y'all lead, and y'all come back with the bullshit. Then we getting motherfuckers canceling subscriptions, fucking with y'all, yo. Nah.
Like, yo, hold on.
We losing money fucking with y'all, man.
Somebody said December 19th, is that enough time? So AJ got about a month and a week.
Nah. I'm pretty sure AJ. Listen, people, fighters, we get the call long before, like, especially for the main event. Especially if you're a main event fighter, you get the call or the bug long before you even get, even get the actual date or whatever's announced to you to the public.
I'm not even gonna lie.
You need 6 to 8 weeks. All you need is, for one, it's an 8-round fight. It's an 8-round fight. And so it's not a 10, 12. Listen, those last 4 rounds make a big difference in camp too. It's an 8-round fight. You need at least 6 to 8 weeks for championship level fights. I think Joshua has enough time, man, to get back, to get in shape. Now the thing is though, I don't know, because like I said, I looked on BoxRec. He usually fights in the ring. He usually weighs in at 250, 252 around that time, around that number.
Yeah.
But most heavyweights, I'm pretty sure most heavyweights than that, unless they want to, they have a certain tool they want to use, like they want to be more faster, they cut down weight for certain fights. But when I was looking at Boxer, it's kind of consistent. He's around 250 for his fights. The fight's at 245. If anything, they can either force him to, depending on where he's at, to get in shape. That's going to help him get in shape because, again, he's got a cut, so he's going to get in shape, which is probably a bad idea for Jake, especially if you get him to motivate him where he has to come in at 245 and he has to get in shape. That could be a bad thing. Bad thing for him. Or we don't know, depending on if Josh, let's say Josh was 20 pounds heavy, and he got to still cut down to 45. Then that can hurt him as well. So like I said, again, my only thing is the catch weight. Like I said, we don't know if it's there to cripple him or if it's there to motivate him to get in shape.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe Josh was walking around at 280 right now. He has a.
I'm saying, if he's walking out, he got to cut down. Then I ain't trying to see the bullshit. Yeah. But if he's already at around, let's say he's been weighing in, has walk around weight, which is 245, 250. And he only has to cut 5 pounds, but he has to get in some real shape to do it. It might be a bad night for Jake Paul.
Listen, if that man comes in shape, he's dead. I'm sorry. Just is what it is, man. I'm sorry, but on that note,
yeah, I mean, listen. I'm telling you this. I'm gonna say this, AJ. Even if you don't make the weight, bro, take the motherfucking penalty. Because I understand they're not gonna cancel. They're not gonna cancel the event
Netflix is not going to allow that to happen. They're going to let Jake go out there and hopefully he survives.
A little bit more money on the side. Let throw him out there. Go ahead and get him. Go ahead. You got it.
That's a fact. Yo, on that note, man, we're going to call it a night. I'm over here.
He's tired. He hurt.
And I'm hurting.
He hurt.
Yo, this guy Moses, what's Zaquan Moses? He wants to come on tomorrow. He just hit me up. It's on you, bro. It's on you. What you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
It's on you. I know you're a star. You know what I mean?
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna put that on me. We're not gonna put that on you. I'm just me.
Yeah, he just hit me up. He said he wants to come on either tomorrow or Wednesday. So it's okay.
Nah, it's crazy. I was just talking to Shakur when the dude was talking. I'm probably down. I was gonna ask Shakur to come on Wednesday. Tell you, huh?
Well, tell what?
Tell Zaquan that I said to tell his cousin. I said we need him on Wednesday. We get him Tuesday.
You got his direct number.
But he's a cousin though. He's right there. They're right there. They're right there.
I don't want him to think that I'm using him to get to his cousin. I want him.
I said it. God damn it. I said
it. Out of here, man. It's your boy. With your boy, Doge. It's Jamel Herring, 10A Podcast. See you on Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow. Look out for announcements. We're out of here.